First, Terry Van Delden, a member of the North Jersey Villages Board and founding trustee. We've been establishing our infrastructure to start creating virtual villages for seniors who choose to age at home. And that number is growing. I don't know how many of you received the email with the article about the village movement and the background on North Jersey villages, but I know that Paul sent that out, so if you have an opportunity to read through that, you'd get more information on that. Also, there's our website where you can see a little bit more about the extended programs that we do. So I'll just go through this quickly. The village concept basically is a one-stop service. It's a neighbor-to-neighbor concept, so you try to develop clusters within geographic areas so that people can support each other in aging in place. And promote engagement and involvement in the community and outreach opportunities. It's a not-for-profit organization, and it's run by the village members. And it's a membership organization. The importance of that is so that people feel vested in it and that they will actually use the services. So that's really a very important part of the village movement. Why are villages important in Bergen County? I have printed copies of the presentation that I'm doing because it has information in it that I think is valuable if you're looking at it and looking to help us and sponsor us to understand why this is so important. And it's the number of residents, the fact that most communities have 20% of their population is seniors. In Bergen County, we're 28%. And that number is growing. 85 plus is the fastest growing population, and the other ones who are going to need the assistance that villages can provide them. Only 15% of people in Bergen County have family nearby, and by the time they reach that 85, 95, 100, will they have the funds to take care of the needs that they have. So Bergen County is very rich in resources and help, but will those resources be there? And that's the project we're going to talk to you about. And will they qualify? So 43% of seniors in Bergen County can't afford to live here. And so that's that growing moderate income population of seniors. They will not qualify for the low income benefits and programs. So what's an answer? The Hub Village. So what are some of the things? It's we call it the one-stop center without walls. So boomers do not like to be associated with senior centers. They say we're not ready, we don't want to do that, they're all too old in there. So this is a center without walls. It's full of activities and engagement and staying in charge of how you age. Okay, so it's social activities, it's the support services that are needed, like the home repairs and maintenance are very critical, transportation is very critical, having one point of access for all the services that are available, and discounts negotiated for members. Healthier living experiences, that's a prime thing. So how do there's a wide, so it's a teaching, it's the educational lunch and learns, and it's interactive experiences, and outreach, caretaker respite, visitation, med pals. How many of us have gone to a doctor's appointment and it's something really important and you get home and you can't remember everything that they told you, you know? Wouldn't it be nice to have somebody there who's taking notes for you? Well, as you get older, it becomes more and more important. So Med Pals is a program. 5 Wishes and Conversation of Your Life is something else that we've taken on because we think it's really important for people of all ages to be prepared for if you have an accident or anything else. What kind of care do you really want? So to make that statement, no, 5 Wishes is a living will with a soul. Trust me. It's really, and I think Paul,
Yep.
You were.
We were introduced to it before you.
Okay. So one of the projects that besides COIL and a lot of the other projects that I mentioned there, is the 2020 census project, okay? So the importance and the link of this to seniors. The census determines what kind of funding, federal funding, state funding, Bergen County will get to support programs. So it's really very critical that we get the people out, because what happened in 2010, they didn't get out. We were very low in the percentage of Bergen County residents who actually filled out the census. And we lost a representative. And we lost funding for many critical programs. So at our lunch and learns, where we do things like exercise and different things that we talk about the importance of exercise, we'll also talk about the importance of the census. If we're doing something on even the COIL events that we have where we present the 5 wishes in COIL, we'll talk about the importance of the census and the correlation to programs like Medicare Part B, Medicaid, supplemental, the SNAP program, the nutrition program, Section 8 housing, transportation, and supporting nonprofit organizations. And the census data also impacts, and many people don't realize it, but that's the information that's used to determine where health services are built and expanded, where the community or senior centers are built, how they expand. Something like public transportation in Bergen County, so critical. And those census numbers will really be very important. It's something that we're really working very hard at improving here in Bergen County. And the impact on policy and planning, even things like emergency service planning, okay? So that's really very critical. So some of the projects, so besides these lunch and learns and making sure that every lunch and learn we have, and some of the other things that we can do is a 1-page information sheet, have outreach events where we actually assist seniors in filling out the census, because so many of them have difficulty doing that, don't trust the service. We have to convince them that this is a worthwhile thing to do. So we need event locations, a calendar of census events throughout the county. So you have 72 municipalities, and hopefully they'll be having more than one event in each municipality. Translation of materials. So there is a lot of translation. One of our board members has already been in touch with the census, and we will become Terry, do you remember what it's called exactly?
A complete count committee.
Okay, so we would become, North Jersey Villages would become a complete count committee. But all these materials, we would not have to reinvent the wheel, which we never do in North Jersey Villages. We always, whatever's out there, we use it. Because one of the things with the villages, you never duplicate what already exists. And also promoting job opportunities. Many seniors would like some extra money, and that becoming census takers could be a valuable opportunity for them as well. So promoting that job opportunity would be part of what we would be doing. So I touched on this a little already. How can North Jersey Villages Census Project enhance a senior's life? Well, encouraging them to complete the 2020 census so they understand the importance. Doing the local outreach events can provide trusted assistance in a venue that they're familiar with. Okay, so we're not taking them into some strange area, but in their local, whether it be their church community, their school community, wherever that they feel comfortable. Having translators available in communities where you have a high ethnicity. And so anyone who might find it difficult to complete the census and understand it, that they would have that assistance. And also to dispel anxiety about the census takers coming to their door. So what we're going to let them know is that you get that census done early before April. Your address gets taken off the list, and they're not going to be knocking on your door. And that's a really very important thing to let seniors know, because that's something they really don't want. And earning the extra money, as I mentioned before. So, how can volunteers and partners help? So, as individuals and as a club, you could look at this list, and there are many ways that we can identify whether, any of those specific projects, the different parts, lots of different ways. We're looking for bank or corporate grants, the venues for the outreach events. We're looking to involve intergenerationally, interact clubs, the schools, college interns, youth groups, printers, translators, drivers, trainers. So there are a lot of opportunities there for being involved. Become committee members with us to work on this and develop and to facilitate these programs. One of the things is to identify a liaison in each of the municipalities, to maintain a calendar of all the events. To be a central clearinghouse is what we'd like to be, so that everybody knows where the events are in their area. And fundraising for events, printing, and distribution. How can Rotary clubs help? We're asking that the clubs, and you're the first, partner with us on this. We find that the only way to get seniors to come out is to give them lunch. So our events cost us around $350 an event when we do an event. So we're asking clubs to sponsor 3 events at $350 each. If you feel you can only do one, we'd be grateful for that. We would, of course, advertise that you are sponsoring with us. If anybody was involved in the Gift of Life program, you know that I established that sponsorship program where everybody got all the information about what was happening with the child that they were sponsoring, and it was a very one-on-one kind of thing. We would continue that kind of a program. Promote the importance of the census. So what I've shared with you today, I'm hoping that around your dinner tables and wherever you are, that you would promote the importance. Any club members that you talk to, promote the importance and encourage their clubs to invite us in to do this kind of a presentation and to get them involved. And once we have the materials going, to be a vehicle of distributing those materials and information to all the clubs. And other organizations within your area, within your corporate and your business outreaches as well. And then you have, lastly, you have my contact information and North Jersey Villages. Any questions?
So how do people, seniors, find out what's available to them, what they can avail themselves of?
Okay, so that's why we're asking existing organizations and churches we'll work with, and I think one of the slides I talked about the churches, the schools, the different venues, to go through existing organizations that people trust. That's the important part. So we're looking for all of the entities, and I know Rotary is a trusted organization, and that's one of the main reasons why we come to you first. Okay, we know that your outreach into the community is effective, it's respected, so it's an important one for us. Yes?
Yeah, I know that the Census Bureau is encouraging people to fill out the census online this year. So everyone's going to get something in the mail and encourage them to go online and do the census. Have you given any consideration of like working with the libraries or something and having a day where computers are set up and seniors can come and will help them through the process?
Absolutely, and that's why I had schools and libraries, and that's the point. Any place where we have access to multiple computer systems and all, and to have days where or evenings where or afternoons, mornings, that we could help seniors in the different communities. Very, very important, because we have many seniors, first of all, who don't have access to the internet and are not comfortable on it. And also that many of them don't understand many of the functions that need to happen on something, although they might chat online, or do Facebook with family. It's very different when you're doing something like this. Yes, so that's a very important part. Those are those outreach events, that's what they are.